You got to have a concept. You have a great concept. You guys are doing it, man, and it's an honor for me to just be, a small rock, man, in your mountain. I'm gonna pop a top in your honor.
Mr. Doc Walker blessed us with his presence and knowledge.
We want to welcome in our next special guest, Haley Skarupa. She's a three-time world champion in women's ice hockey and most recently won Olympic gold with Team USA.
The Cap Stadium Series is definitely my favorite, obviously. I'm a huge Caps fan, I always have been, and to be there at that game with my teammates and for us to bring, our gold medals to there and share it with everyone in this area was really, really special for me, and just the support and it's been tremendous from everyone in this area, and you can feel that there at that game.
Welcome to Sports on the Hill podcast. Hashtag DC Sports Without the Politics with Carol and Robbie on True Radio Network.
And welcome to episode 401 of Sports on the Hill podcast. Joined by C4 and Gil and by Benson here live in the man cave. We haven't had a person in studio in quite some time. So always fun to have that. We've got lots of different things going on in my studio. We've currently got 7 screens going. But we've got 2 Olympic things going. We got some Monday Night Raw. We got the podcast going. So I'm excited. We have a lot to talk about tonight. We got 2 hockey games to talk about, and then we also have the Olympics. We have the Super Bowl, a little-known football game, and then we've also got some wrestling to talk about, and maybe even some more Olympics at the end. So lots of different topics, and I'm excited to have as I said, C4, Gill, and Benson on in this first hour, and then we'll be joined by Champ and Sith in the second hour as well. So yeah, it was an up and down week for the Capitals. When we last left off, they actually won the game live during episode 400. We won't rehash that too much. If you want to check that out, you can check out episode 400, which is actually on audio podcast platforms. And I tried something new, Gil. You can upload a video to Spotify and have it play a video. So for episode 400, I did a little introduction to say, hey, this is how you find this podcast, especially if we don't post any of the audio ones. Find us on YouTube, as we are youtube.com/Robbie Gross. We're also on twitch.tv/RobbieG_SportsOTHP. I explain that and say, we're probably not doing audio podcasts anymore. But watch this next video. This is an example of what we look like. And if you like audio podcasts, go check out the Power Play Point podcast. Go check out the Securum Off the Chain podcast, and others as well. So, but yeah, it's been really a fun kind of week, to celebrate 400, and I don't know. It's been cool to have those two games. The first one did not go so well, but we'll just get sort of into it. Let me pull up the screen share. But while I set up all that, Gil, why don't you let people know what happened on this week's episode of the Power Play Point podcast?
Okay, so to round things out before we jump into the break, we had our backup to the backup co-host, Ginny Clausen, on to help us out. I had given her a homework assignment. Yes, for once you can see the air quotes because we're on video. Keying in on a certain stat. You're going to have to download and listen to find out what it is and what the input was. And Anna had her take on it as well. So I think that made for a very good discussion in the last 20 minutes, the last 15 or so minutes of the podcast. So after the recaps, that was what we focused in on. Also talked about such things as, the snowcrete we've been dealing with, the weather, and a bit about the Olympic hockey tournament coming up, though I vowed not to dive too deep into it. But let's just say a certain part of the tournament merits, in my mind, a little bit more love than another certain part of it. And again, you'll have to download and listen to us to find out what I'm talking about.
There you go. I love the cryptic messaging.
Right.
So it's I definitely got to go check it out for sure. I had a busy day today, but I always love a good episode of the Power Play Point podcast. You can always check it out on SportsOTHP.com and click on the podcast partners button, and you can go check it out there. But yeah, let's get into it. Unfortunately, it was a back-to-back game. Philly had rest, right? We run into this a lot, and we suddenly find ourselves in a 2-goal hole. But we get a goal here by Alexei Protas, so we'll talk. I guess Gil, set the stage about what your feelings were going into this goal, which was actually a shorthanded goal. But then you can also talk about this goal itself.
So the Caps had been on something of a mini roll ever since their disastrous Western trip. Didn't go quite so well. But as Robbie mentioned, they fell behind in this game. Still, they were capable of a comeback. And this, I was hoping, was started. So if we roll it back just a bit, there's a key element to this one here. So York fires the shot. Flyers are actually on a power play. York is at the point for the Flyers, fires it, but completely misses. I guess York didn't feel the sensation. Rebound bounces off. Beauvillier collects it and gets it over to Protas, who we expect more from him, but I mean, this is probably his first or second shorthand goal of the season. We saw this a lot last year where he was jolly on the spot, as Locker would say. And firing it. But, great job to collect the rebound by Beauvillier, and it led to that 2-on-1 that you saw. And, Protas puts it away to get the Caps within 1.
Right. So it's our, I believe, only second shorthanded goal of the season, with Dylan having the other one. Yeah, it's a really nice goal. Happy to get the breakaway. Really off of a fortunate bounce going our way. C4, what are your thoughts on this one?
I actually did not see this game. That was the night of our regional meet
Oh
for
yeah,
indoor track.
how did you do on the regional meet?
Well, we finished as a team. We finished fifth, which no surprise. But I have two relay teams that made it to state. Our 4x200 meter team and our 4x800 meter team. And then I have a girl that made it in the 55-meter hurdles and pole vault, and another girl who made it in high jump.
Nice.
So, and then we had, I think we had a few more boys that make it, but our boys are actually, they have more depth than my girls did. They had more kids on the team, so that makes sense. So we had kids make it in the 800 and the mile. I think their two relay teams made it. I think they're 4x8, and I'm not sure they're 4x1 or 4x2 made it, or 4x2 or 4x4. I'm not sure which one made it. And then I'm sorry, my 4x4 made it, not my 4x2. And then I got two in the mile, two in the 2 mile, and they had a pole vaulter, and we have a 55-meter dash, I think, for the boys. So we did pretty well.
That's awesome.
And I think the boys finished third. So
cool.
yep,
Yeah,
state meets on the 18th.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you didn't watch this game, we'll just skip to the next goal. This one tied the game up. Gil, Beauvillier, and oops, I clicked the wrong button. There you go.
Robbie getting his random on.
Right, exactly, exactly. That's not the right key command. Anyway, but it made it gigantic, which made it hard to. There we go. Now we can actually have the controls. All right, I'll let Gil break this one down.
So some bumpage and grindage going along the half boards here. Beauvillier and Leonard doing the hard work. Gets it over to the point. Faravari over to TVR, who fires it. Beauvillier manages to collect it and put it past the goalie for the wrister that tied it. And so the comeback wasn't quite complete, but they at least tied the game. And then I think after this point, they just kind of ran out of gas. But much better effort. Again, I think this was the most we could ask. Much better effort than we had seen from this team in many, many weeks, especially during the road trip. They were in it to at least try to get a point. But not long after this goal, I think they started running out of gas. You can see 2:40 in the third was when this one came. But then they would later give up a power play, and the PK wouldn't do its job and surrendered a goal, and then an empty netter later. And it was just, I'm not going to say disaster, but kind of expected. Like Robbie said, we're on a back end of a back-to-back, and I'll still applaud the effort, if not the result.
And Philly needs the win too. I mean, they're in desperation hockey as well. So
I'm saying, looking at the stats, it doesn't look like we played all that badly.
No,
but I mean, we could do with a few less penalties. But
stop feeding the cat X-Lax.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So it's tough.
And they're not even good penalties, if you know what I mean. They're like lazy.
They're dumb penalties. They're restraining fouls because they're being lazy, and
Strome got a misconduct. What was that all about?
Strome was not happy at the end of the game, and he gave it to the ref. I don't know. That's once in a while he will just go off. I've noticed. He's usually pretty calm and quiet, but
there's not a lot to lose at 17 seconds when you're down 2.
But I mean,
but he said something that got him a 10, and
it sucks because it was Justin Sordoff is the one who got the hooking penalty at 14-13, right? And he's been so good for us. So it's just it starts to wear on him. But let's I want to move on to our game of the week, especially because C4 was at the game, and also our guest here, Benson, was also at the game. And so I thought that would be kind of fun to break that one down. It obviously starts a lot better for the guy who I'm wearing the jersey of. We'll give a little line update. There's talks that Tom Wilson might play on the top line of Canada, and it's making the internet go crazy. And they're like, "What? This is insane!" Blah blah blah. But
He's earned it, though. My God,
Get
he's
your
earned it.
torches and pitchforks.
but just people don't realize he plays like 18 minutes a game and has played a lot of top line minutes, or it's 1A, 1B for the Caps or whatever, and so he's pretty used to that. Man, so much space is going to open up for him, though. He's just got to be smart about it. I was reading about the rules and how they're different for fighting in hockey. If you fight at all, you're ejected immediately. There's no 5 minutes for fighting in international hockey. So he's just got to be careful about that, because that'll, yeah. Anyway, but to be on a line with McDavid and this young boy wonder, like, and everyone thought was going to play with Crosby, which I think is hilarious. I don't know. That Team Canada on paper looks tough to beat, but we'll talk a little bit more Olympics in a little bit. But Tom Wilson, this is the game where they wanted to get our goalie back so he could be warmed up for the Olympics, and Tom Wilson needs to get going as well. So I guess. Maybe we'll go through the goals first, and then we'll go through the experience, because it was also Star Wars night, and I just feel like it's going to be too complicated to go back and forth. So we'll just go through the goals first, and then I'll show some pictures that Benson shared, and then I'll talk to C4 also about her experience going to it as well. But Tom scored 1-0 here, but I'll let Gil break down the goal.
Okay, so I can't see who that. Chikrin behind the net doing the hard work. Gets it back to Wilson, who does Tom Wilson things at the tops of the circles. Great snapshot. And what else can we say?
That's one of my favorite Tom Wilson memes.
He is the man. So here's another look at it. So this is mostly Jacob Chikrin doing the work. And what you can't see here is that Pierre-Luc Dubois tipped the puck just enough so that it hopped over the defenseman's stick. And then Wilson corrals it and then puts his shot behind it, and that's what made that goal.
Oh my God, it was so pretty.
Yeah, so
even from way up in the 400s at the other end of the ice.
I don't even see. It's so funny. I don't even see where the tip happens. It's hard to see on this visualizer.
You'd have to. I wish I could have included it live. I ran out of time, but that's what happened. So so Chikrin digs it out, and then he tries to get it to Wilson, but there was a couple guys in front, and Dubois saw that and just tipped it enough so that it got past them. And it just so much of a microcosm of the little things that he does that we've missed.
Right. It's his first assist of the season, right? But he would not be done with points on this evening. But I'll start with you, Benson. What were your thoughts in the stadium when he scored that first goal?
I mean, people were still trickling in, sitting down when the goal happened, and it erupted, and it was pretty cool watching it happen. I saw the tip from Dubois, and it bounced over the defender's stick and landed just perfectly for Tom Wilson. He just shot it home. It was great. Lots of cheering. Good way to start off the game. Great way to start off the game.
Yeah. And C4, what were some of your thoughts from your vantage point?
It was fantastic. We were, like I said, we were up in the 400s at the other end of the ice from the goal, but even from there, we could see it. And there were actually some Predators fans. We had probably a handful of Preds fans around. But we had some. It was like, well, like it always is in the 400s. That's like my favorite section when I'm sitting at the games, because that's like where I think the real fans are for the most part. The ones that are just like watching every move and really into the game and stuff. So yeah. And my girlfriend Libby was with us, and she's like, Tom Wilson's my next husband, and her daughter was with us, and it was her daughter's first hockey game. So that was all really exciting and stuff. So yeah. So we just had a lot of good energy going on up there.
Yeah, that's fun. That's awesome.
No,
Yeah.
I love sitting up in the 400s because you can see the whole ice.
Hmm.
When you're down by the glass, it's cool, but like you can't you can't see all of the things that are happening. Being up in the
Yeah.
400s, you can see things. You can see people getting open. You can see passing lanes. You can see tips and stuff like that. And I really like being up in the 400s.
You
I
can see
always
all
say
the
there's
penalties they miss.
yeah. Well, and I think that there's not really bad views anywhere in the stadium. Like I was in 200 last time, and I was like, "Wow, there's some incredible seats," because you get some of that advantage of the
Yeah.
400, but also, different food options. So I mean, like, so it's
Yeah.
like you get like,
Right. I
food here,
like
but yeah.
I like to sit like the upper level, like right below the Ultra Club in like 117,
Mhm.
118.
Oh yeah.
Um, I try to do one Ultra Club game a year. And
Oh
one
my
thing
God,
I
I had so
noticed
much
that
fun that one time I did it. Oh, so
Yeah,
good.
one
Yeah.
thing I noticed at this particular game is there were actually people sitting in the vault seats.
Oh
They weren't
wow.
they weren't full, but there were more people sitting there than I had seen before. So I don't know if Ted
Especially
got
for a
the memo.
weekday. Yeah, because
I
sometimes
don't
on
know if
weekdays.
Ted got the memo that people were saying, look, it looks like nobody's at the game. And he told people, look, you need to sit there so it looks good on TV. There were a lot more people sitting in those seats than I had seen, and
But I don't understand. People who buy them, why wouldn't they
so-
like resell them or something? I just don't understand why they're so empty.
because they're
All of them.
$25 million for
Yeah.
10 years, 18 seats.
So it's just no one has them and no one's buying them. I just what
Well,
the
no, people have them, but when you've got caviar and Wagyu beef and Michelin star chefs and all you can eat and drink and whatever 365 24-hour access to the arena, why would you come up and watch a hockey game?
yeah, that's true. You could just sit back there, but
Yeah,
that's
pretty
great.
much.
Um, all right. Well, if having an assist on a night is good, having a goal is better.
Yes.
Gil, I'll let you break down this one.
Okay, so before we roll it here, I just want to say that as you notice, this is a power play goal.
Yeah.
This goal happened literally in the dying seconds of the power play.
Mhm.
Why? Because the power play was PU stink
Oh, it was awful.
freaking awful.
I think we were in
Diaper
our own
bag
zone
full of-
more in this power play than we were
Yeah.
before.
Anyway,
Bad.
PL Dubois saved the power play here. So let's go ahead and roll it. So Caps are outside the zone. Ha ha, big surprise. So Strome finally breaks it out. He has to fight off two checkers. Dubois picks up the loose change and just fires it over Annanen's shoulder. Beautiful shot. And again, in the dying seconds of the power play, Dubois said he was rusty, but you could tell there's fire. There was fire in him this night.
He was. I mean, he was a little rusty, but for the most part, it didn't look like he missed a step. Maybe
Well, he was going for broke just to have this one,
but
game.
Yeah.
I was just so thrilled that he was back on the ice. I mean, and the energy with him on the ice was so different than it's been. So we'll see if that keeps going.
Yeah, he said he was really sore, but that was the thing this was his target date, so he could do a one-game thing and then have a big rest afterwards. So that way, get him sort of in game shape, get his mind there before the break, and so that way the first game back isn't his first game back.
Right.
That he's had a game at least to shake off a little bit of the rust, but can still, heal even more, hopefully. So, good on them for getting him to that target date. That's not easy. There's always a lot of chances for setbacks. And clearly a goal assist. It wasn't like they just threw him in there and was like, he's just like a spare wheel. Like they actually very much utilized him. Great goal. Benson, what were your thoughts when he scored?
More cheering. Loud cheering because we actually scored on a power play.
Yes.
It was one of those you could feel the energy kind of dying as the seconds ticked away because it was like, oh great, here we go, another power play just wasted. And then PLD just gets the puck, shoots it, gets it home. Stadium erupts, like arena erupts, because like it's so rare to see. And I don't know what's going on with our power play, but like at this point, give me the slingshot back. I guess we got to do something with it.
Yeah.
Because I stopped paying attention for a minute and a half because I was just like, we're in our own zone. What are we doing?
My number one thing: get Ovi off the power play.
Yeah.
We need 5 people moving on that ice. 9 times out of 10, Ovi is just standing at that blue line waiting for it to get onside, and then he gets into the thing. This particular goal, he was moving around more, but this particular hello.
Sorry, it created an echo.
That was weird. Sorry.
C4 times 2.
Yeah, that was my fault. I was trying to edit something, but I totally opened up too many windows.
But yeah, no, you're right. He stands at the blue line like a bump on a log. He doesn't move, and I think that because he was moving, that's why PLD was able to get the puck.
Well, yeah, because he if he's moving, he's distracting people.
Yes.
If he's just standing there on the blue line,
you don't have to worry about him if he's standing on the blue line. Like,
right?
he doesn't have acceleration, so.
Yeah, they need to, get Ovi off the power play.
Yeah.
Or use him.
Don't
let him just stand there like a freaking bump on a log.
He's the greatest goal scorer of all time, so taking him off the power play feels wrong. But it's one of those, if you're just going to stand there, you're not helping the team. You need to be doing something. And even without the puck, you need to be doing something.
Yes.
So if you're going to keep him on the power play, you need to get him moving. And I don't know if that means that he's moving from side to side, or he's just being a distraction.
I don't care if he's just skating around circles in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
Just stand there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny because actually I'm going to take a break real quickly. I wanted to show a stat that I saw earlier. Let me see if I can do this and switch.
Oh, this is for those of you who are not familiar, my cat Sebastian likes to join in occasionally. So if you see.
Nice. So I just want to show this. This is crazy. Ovechkin's ice time on this game was 13:15, 6th lowest of his career. And I felt like it was still very effective. It wasn't necessarily a bad thing, but I was shocked by, like, look at how few times he has done, like, less than 14 minutes. If this is, like, you know, in the history of his playing time, which is pretty amazing. But I kind of agree that we could do more with less, you know, and that's kind of sad that maybe the OV line's not the number one line anymore, you know? Maybe you put that down to line 2 or line 3. And it's not a demotion or anything, but then you save him so that way if you somehow do make the playoffs, so you got something left in the tank.
Exactly.
You know, and so.
And he seems to play better when he plays fewer minutes these days because he's getting a little more rest.
He seems to be buying into that a little bit better. So but anyway, I just wanted to share that a little bit. C4, any other thoughts on this goal?
And it was very pretty and very nice to see PLD back. I'm good. Nope.
Yep. All right, the next person is Jacob Chikrin, who's just been playing phenomenal. And I'll definitely show some stats about him after this goal. But I'll let Gil break down this first one that gave us this 3-0 lead.
So this one I thought was also very pretty. So basically, this is literally all Jacob Chikrin, and you can't see it here in the diagram, but he spins away from the check and then gets between the circles and fires it. And this is kind of a cartoon-like representation.
The Tasmanian Devil.
Yeah.
That was beautiful. I didn't even see it go in. I was just like, he hit it so hard and so fast. I didn't even see it go in.
It was like bar crazy. Down, you know.
It was. It was crazy. It was, you know.
Wild. So Benson, what were your thoughts?
No, the arena didn't. I don't think you're alone on that. The arena was just sort of like, wait, did we? What just? Oh, hey, we scored! Yay!
Yeah, it was.
I had a dude in front of me wearing a Chikrin jersey, and he knew immediately, like, he was up on his feet cheering. But the rest of the arena took a couple of seconds to be like, oh, we scored. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That it was an amazing play. Chikrin came to play that night.
Yeah, he did. And I was wearing my sword. I also have a Chikrin jersey, but I was wearing Sword if last the other night. So.
But yeah, it was a fantastic goal. I was a little worried about Chikrin based on how he was playing. Where was he? Where was he from? The Kings or the Ducks?
Senators.
Senators, right.
Yeah.
Senators. Where I don't think he was being utilized the way that he that played to his strengths. So I was a little worried about it. But now that he's on our team, the way that Carver is using him, like. He's coming alive, man. Like, it's great. It's great to watch.
Yeah, so that's another stat that I wanted to show that I was, Gil posted this graphic after the game, and I know that we'll talk about it after the fourth goal, but this stat down here, I'm just going to zoom in on a little bit, that's in the background of his shot. 20-plus goals in each of the first 2 seasons with Washington. Second D-man in NHL history to ever do that. That's not Capitals history. That is NHL history. So only 2 times has a player joined a team after being with another team and then started their first 2 years like that, and as a defensive player. So incredible stuff. I mean, legendary and stuff that could easily be overlooked, but that's like Mike Green-esque numbers, So we haven't had somebody quite. I mean, John Carlson puts up some numbers, no doubt, but he, after this next goal we'll talk about, leads the league in defensive player goals going into this break. So
More Chikrin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So that's the thing, is I just hope that he doesn't cool off, right? So, and he had a little bit, to be fair, from like the crazy heater he was on, but that was, legendary stuff that does not happen.
I've never seen a D-man do that.
Yeah.
Like, just spin, split the D, get between the circles, and fire it home. That's crazy.
It's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like he was watching old Ovechkin tapes or something,
Yes.
So
Almost, yeah.
It was like Ovechkin and Kuznetsov-esque.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, Zdeno Chara once scored a spinorama goal.
What?
Wow.
I kid you not. It was the craziest, most amazing things I've ever seen. But yes, all 6'9" of him spun and scored a goal. I'm sure there's
Excellent.
video of it somewhere.
We got to get Protus to do a spinorama now.
Yes.
So.
There we go.
More spinning.
Exactly.
More spinning. I tell you.
Yeah.
Lowe's had a few of those too. I mean, that spinning just seems to work for him.
So
Lowe's had at least one.
2 goals back, unfortunately. One at the end of the second period, which is always frustrating because I'm sure like the crowd is like, it takes and then one at the very beginning of the period, which we talk about. Those are the 2 worst things you could do.
So real quick on that, the goal that was scored in the third period, some idiot in the 400 section tried to start the wave.
Yep.
Seriously.
Where were you sitting? Because I couldn't.
You don't do the wave at Caps games.
No.
Every time you do that, something bad happens. They started the wave, they got a quarter around the arena, and then they scored. And
the way just died.
I'm
So
sitting
what
next to my
section
wife,
started that? Because it never made it my way.
and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I'm out loud, so everyone around can hear me. This is why you don't do the wave. Every time we do that, every time somebody does that, something bad happens.
It's true. It's only been bad in games I've gone to as well, so it's never worked out.
Like the Chikrin guy in front of me is like, yeah, do it again, and I'm just like, dude, no. How many games have you been to? No, stop it. Oh my God. So, and then we also had a goal called back, which was crap.
Yeah.
Because dude was 2 inches offsides.
Oh yeah.
I actually don't know if I even saw that.
Still bitter about that.
Ow.
But it was one of those, like, if you look at it on the replay, you can see white ice between the skate and the blue line. So
Yeah, I mean it was.
Hate those.
Yeah. it sucks. It's
I mean,
like that's totally not what it's designed to do.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I mean it's getting because they call time out to review it, and that's getting ridiculous. I mean, if they're clearly offside and they score, fine. But I mean, the game is just moving
Sooner or later,
so
they're going to have to
fast.
they're going to have to make a rule where they cannot call the timeout to review it.
Yeah,
I get that it's
you either challenge
discretion
it,
of the coach.
you either challenge it on the spot or you don't. You let it go.
Shouldn't that is not what the timeout was meant to be used for.
Yes.
No.
Agreed, 100%.
Well, and they changed that when they don't cost you a timeout now, and you get a penalty for it. So, it's crazy. All right, so on a positive note, just about 12 minutes later, agony being in a 1-goal game, we finally get on the power play, and you're like, oh, is this going to work out for us?
Step on my keyboard.
And I'll let Gil break down this power play goal.
So Strome wins the faceoff, gets it back to the point. 2-man game. This I usually don't like, but Chikrin, thank goodness, saw all the space, decided not to hang around on the blue line, and you know what? I threw this in because this is how I felt when that goal was scored, and I figured, why not share it with everybody? What the F?
Right.
Send us off to the Olympic break feeling great.
See, this is why you can't have the audio podcast anymore, because you would miss the reference there. So
yeah.
Anyway, but
is this the one where he's sitting there and his glove hand is up, and he's like, it went by him.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember that part. It may have been. I don't remember that. But it could be. But
I mean, both of them were blasts that were,
Yeah. But I mean, he's the Predators just basically collapsed back towards the net, and Chikrin has all that space and time.
Yeah,
that's the key to this play.
Well, I think that they really thought that he was going to pass, and so they all let's take another man, and they just accidentally let him just get into the space.
I got the app. Ended up on the app.
They ended up screening their own goalie.
That's the one where he just puts his hand up and he
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. So. But yeah, I mean, 21 goals at the break. It's just some incredible stuff, from him. And Dylan Strome, 31 assists, and Ovi, the guy that they say doesn't pass a lot, already has 26 assists in this. Yeah.
Yep.
He got them all by osmosis.
Yeah.
He's such a horrible passer.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I've never said Ovi's not producing. He's just not. He's
just producing with less time, and that's what my whole point was. Is he's got producing on this?
Yeah,
and he had his lowest time on ice in one of the ones in his career.
He pulls when he's on the ice, he pulls 2 people towards him at all times.
Right. Exactly.
Because if you don't, he's going to score, especially if he's in his office. So
because you can see right here, he's dragging 76, which is what actually makes it so that no one's covering the center here, right? Because he can't come. 47's got to basically shift across the whole ice. Where if that happens, then that's going to leave number 9 open right here. So
and sooner or later he's going to start hitting those shots. So
So I mean, point blank for him, if they pull him off, it's going to be so.
It's another example of when Ovechkin is being a distraction. When he's doing something on the ice, he pulls attention towards him, which allows other people to score.
And to speak to your thing, this is a play off the face-off, so he's drawing players. So he's moving, which is, how you get him to move past that first part, I guess is the next question. But, anyway, fantastic stuff. I mean, obviously, I'm sure the place went nuts.
Oh yeah. No, 2 goals, end of the game. Especially after the one to get him close to us.
And the one that got pulled back.
We tried to get Chikrin a hat trick.
I know.
Yeah, they did.
Tried 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Wide. Here's the thing I've noticed about that though. This year, when someone's this close to a hat trick, yes, they try to get that person that hat trick, but they're not. It doesn't feel like they're forcing it like they did the last couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not doing it
they
at
were
the
trying
sake
to
of like,
force it.
They're not
Now
giving
they're
up
trying to
bad
make
plays.
it happen more organically, which it will eventually, sooner or later. You know, like with Ethan Frank in the overtime, that felt a little bit forced, but it wasn't as bad as it has been in the past. You know, like in the past, a lot of times.
At the same time, Frank obviously had the hot hand in that game.
Oh yeah, he did. That you had to give it to him.
play
You
the
had
hell
to.
out of him.
Well, yeah, and the same with Trickern the other night. Yeah, you have to do it, but it doesn't feel as forced as it used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. So, obviously it leads to the win, and I want to show a couple other shots from Benson. But one thing I wanted to share, so I was like, oh, what's Ovechkin doing during the Olympics, right? Where is he going? So, Gil, do you know the answer? Where did Ovi go?
Is he going to go ride camels in Dubai again?
In fact,
hope so.
He is.
Is he really?
Well, we all know what happened after he came back from that.
That was 2018, right?
So he's actually in Dubai right now, and everyone in the comments, he's seeing camels, right? So there's just like a string of those comments online today. So I can't confirm the camels part yet, but he is in Dubai, so the possibility is clearly there. So one can only hope. So I just thought that I would. I saw that right before I came on air. I was like, "Oh, that's a fun little tip that I will throw in there."
Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
Anyway, so let me stop this thing and switch apps one more time and go over here. I'm going to show some of the shots from Benson. So Benson's a huge Star Wars fan. I actually saw that it was Star Wars night and told Benson about it, but then realized that it's a Thursday, and Liz does pottery on Thursdays, and so it's not a good night for me to come out because I have to watch the kids, right? But I love that they had an entire scrolling credit thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And
I was too busy watching the game. I didn't really take any pictures, so.
Yeah, that's fine. You're all good. So there's an exciting Mites on Ice, so this, to answer your question, this is where Benson's view was. So,
okay.
So yeah. Where are you?
I was in 424.
So you were in.
Oh, we were 431.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not too far from each other.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some really great visuals. I love the projectors and what they've done with the screens, and the whole entire atmosphere, and it's a really it's a good time. So I'm happy that you guys got to go to a big win, and C4 you've gone to a bunch of good wins this year. So
I have.
Yeah,
there was a surprise there for that night. Remember they did the box with the Chick-fil-A where they rolled the boxes?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, there were a couple of people that were in there, and I'm like, I know those people. What are they doing here? Turns out it's our old friends from Scotland, Grant and Megan, were in there.
Oh yeah, I thought I saw a picture of them at the game.
No,
they were in the house. I wish I'd gotten a picture, but I didn't. We just kind of ran down there real quick between the second and the third to say hi and
nice.
Whatever. Oh look, Jake Paul's at the what do you call it? Speed skating. He's one of the girls' fiance.
Yeah.
Oh,
the Dutch skater.
Yeah.
Wait.
So
Wait, he's the Dutch skater's fiance?
Yes.
That's so fucking random. Especially after all of his fucking comments at the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I love that his brother just threw him under the bus, and then he tried to explain himself 3 different times on Twitter, and it just kept on getting worse. He was like, I was hacked, was his fourth post. I don't know what happened. I was like, nice try. No one actually believes you. I like you tried to explain it 3 different times. So, if he ever joins WWE, he'd be a great heel brother for sure.
I think that both of them should just get out of actual sports and go be sports entertainment.
Right.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I wonder if he would ever do WWE. His brother does a good job. I mean, in the vision,
Logan,
he's actually.
Yeah, Logan's done pretty well. He's doing pretty well. I still don't like him, but
I mean, that's the point.
but he has come a long way. We'll talk about more later, but he's come a long way with his skills and stuff. But back to hockey. So yeah,
He's about to show up, by the way, in the next event. So, because
Yeah,
they're
there
doing
you
a
go.
qualifying match with Austin Theory, so the chance of him not interfering, I would be
Slim to none.
Right.
But yeah, so Grant and Megan were there. They went back on Saturday, but yeah, it was good to see them.
Yeah. So obviously no games for us to preview. But it's always great to go on a big, winning note. And so three players from the Capitals go on to play in Canada. We've already talked about Tom Wilson, and Logan is the goalie for Team Canada. I wonder how they'll split it. And do they give, in the round robins, do they give each an opportunity, Gil, or do they usually just pick a number one and go with it? What are your thoughts?
The preliminaries, I've noticed that that it's kind of an audition for the pardon me, for the knockout portion of the tournament, for lack of a better phrase.
Right.
The the buzz is that they're leaning towards Jordan Binnington as the number one, but they haven't quite started yet because it's kind of hard to ignore that he's having a really crappy season and the other two goalies are having a much better season. Hate to say Darcy Kemper is probably pigeonholed as the number three. You're probably not going to see very much of him. He's probably going to start or appear in a game. He's either going to have mop-up duty or appear in a game against whoever the worst team that they face is, if you see him at all. So it's probably going to come down to Thompson and Binnington. And right now, Binnington has the edge because of Four Nations. And so, yeah, that's the buzz I'm hearing right now. So I guess it's Binnington's job to lose, but they're probably going to platoon and then just see who does better by the time the quarterfinals roll around.
Now, I haven't watched Team USC quite as much. Who do you think is going to be the goalie situation for Team USA?
They are. I don't want to say they're a dumpster fire, but they are They are whoever constructed. Well, I know who constructed that roster, but evidently they spent a lot of time playing Jenga because that's what it looks. That's what this roster looks like. Somebody played Jenga, pulled parts, and stacked them elsewhere. So the goalies, I would like to see Ottinger take the reins, but I don't know. I don't know if that's how it's going to shake out.
Or who are the other goalies?
I've
been paying so much attention to Team Canada because of the Caps.
Yeah, I look at the forward roster and I don't want to look at anything else.
Oh, Hellebuck and Swayman.
Hellebuck and Swayman.
I like Swayman.
I think Swayman's going to end up being the odd man out. Hellebuck has the hardware behind him. He's got a Hart and a Vezina. So he's got the numbers behind him. I think Ottinger has youth and he's gone pretty far in Stanley Cup tournaments. So he's got that backing up. So not unlike Canada, you got those two guys who are probably going to be fighting it out in the prelims. And whoever looks best, that's the winner of that competition will probably be who they go with. I don't think there's really a number one. It's kind of healthy. You don't have as many games, but I think if you have a goalie competition in the prelims, that's pretty healthy because you gotta have that fire in you. You gotta raise your level pretty quick. You don't have that much time to figure that out. And whoever can rise to the occasion in that short amount of time, okay, then you go with that guy. So I don't have a problem with that either way.
Okay.
Yeah. So you said that you were watching some of the women's hockey, Gil. Do you want to let people know how they're looking so far?
Well, so I hate to say it. I hate to put it this way, but it's Canada and US, of course, that are running away with things, and that's been the norm for a while. But if you really, really, really pay attention, there's development. There is these other teams. They're coming along. Switzerland fought off Canada for, I want to say, upwards of about 51 minutes, and then the fatigue set in. They weren't getting many shots on goal, but the Swiss goalie was putting on a clinic and in pushing Canada away. And Canada did not get a goal until late in this game. And then the dam kind of broke after that. But I really, really love what I'm seeing from the women. I think it's much more worth a watch to me because there's a lot less politics involved. You know who's on what role, who's playing what role on each team and why. Marie-Philippe Poulin is the best all-around player there is on this planet, bar none. She's obviously leading Canada. Hilary Knight, there's a great story there. She just tied the record for all-time women's goals in the Olympics. So she's one away from breaking that record. And that's a story to watch.
That's her fifth Olympics, right?
Yes, it is her fifth Olympics.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. You don't hear about the men lasting that long. And it's because it's a sign that they love what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And when you've got that amount of passion, that kind of drive, that willingness to put your body on the line. And by the way, that's something else that I'm seeing. The hitting is there's hitting. The
women
physicality
are not. They're no joke.
They're not holding back.
I mean, I've watched a few of their games, and they are no joke. I wouldn't want to play against them.
The PWHL, who's been in existence for 3 years now, they allow hitting to an extent in their games, and that's kind of been filtered in a little slowly by the IIHF in the women's game. But I can't wait to see Canada and the U.S. That's going to be.
Yeah.
That's going to be fun to watch.
I'm looking forward to that game.
Yeah, they play a prelim
tomorrow.
game tomorrow, and I'm sure they will meet each other in the knockout portion.
Yeah, probably the finals, right? Because
probably.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. They play at 2:15, I believe, on USA Network.
They do
Eastern time. So
I'm gonna write that down. So maybe I'll remember.
Yeah. So
actually, I'll be at practice at 2:15, so I'm gonna have to record it.
Yeah.
I'll be stuck at work.
2 teams of 5.
No. Well, not that. It's Group A is U.S., Canada, Czechia, Switzerland, Finland. Group B is Sweden, Italy, Germany, Japan, and France.
Yeah. Wow. So the way I don't know why they did this, but they put most, if not all, of the strong teams in Pool A. Yeah. And then just basically all the weaker teams in Pool B. And how they worked it is 5 teams out of Pool A will make the quarterfinal, and only 3 out of Pool B will make the quarterfinal. Oh, okay. I really don't like that. I don't like that they did it that way, but I get it. But I don't know. You're basically telling them, okay, you suck, so we're going to lean towards the stronger teams.
But maybe they want to make the early round stuff more difficult, because otherwise, if you put like a bunch of sucky teams on both sides, then you're just beating up on everybody, and then it's like both USA and Canada would just be perfect until the end, right?
I don't like the way that I don't like that they did that at all. But
it does give us a chance to maybe see the battle twice, right? So if they were on opposite brackets, there's a chance that they don't see each other until the finals.
So if there's any good that comes out of it, it's that, and that may have been why or what the thinking was. But I mean, these other teams, they deserve a chance, and I think the Swiss team is a lot better than most people think. I think the Finns have a shot, even though here's another story for you. They had to overcome a norovirus infection that spread through the team. So and despite that, they're putting up a good fight. The French goalie saved something like 32 out of 35 shots the opening game. I mean, I can't I don't know how else to sell this. This is pretty good stuff. And if you're thinking it's B-level play, fine. Go join a beer league and see if you can do better. But I think that the passion and okay, you don't like the skill level, but the passion and the level of effort you're seeing is way better than what you'll see in most games, and it's definitely a great advertisement for the PWHL, which admittedly I was down on because I didn't like how they were created. But look, don't ignore the women's game. This is some good stuff. I do like that they have their kind of their own spotlight here. These opening weeks of the games.
I gotta go reach out to Haley and try to get her back on to give her insight on this, being a former Olympic gold medalist.
Skarupa?
Yeah, she was great that we had her on, the year after she, won her gold medal. It's really cool. I still can't believe I got to put that gold medal on. Like
that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing.
She was an awesome guest.
Yeah.
Quick final fact. There is a Capitals connection to the women's team. You would not believe this. Forward Haley Skamura is the daughter of ex-Cap Peter Skamura, who played a long time ago for the Caps in the mid 70s or late 70s. He was a forward for the Caps, and his daughter plays for the USA women's team now.
That's
and
awesome.
Has actually scored about 1 or 2 goals already.
Nice.
So
yeah, I saw
that's
her
another
name,
tie-in.
the name sounded familiar, but I didn't know why. So
Now we
thank you for
know.
that. So there you go. And knowledge is power. All right, and so
The more you know.
Right, exactly. But exactly. So Gil, any other sports you watching in the Olympics before we start?
I was enthralled yesterday. I don't mind saying it, by the team figure skating. Wow, that was a hell of a competition.
That backflip that he did,
Ilya Malinin,
he is something.
He fell during the early part of his routine, but he got it back, and he won on sheer will and the fact that he was willing to do more harder elements than any other male skater.
And he actually
extra hard elements at the
because
end
he missed the one, he actually added it in later. So he actually did it. Yeah. It was crazy.
So it's just perfect example of risk reward. You're willing to take the risk and going for it. When you have
points, which is just like
I know, it was
the only skater that scored a 200.
Yeah, and
I'll tell you what though, the other night, the first night, that kid from Japan.
Yeah.
That had the lead. He was so much fun to watch. He was amazing. I was like, oh man, Ilya's got some competition here. This is good.
Did Ilya wear the yellow laces though? 'Cause I thought he wasn't wearing yellow laces in that final.
He only wears them at practice.
Yeah, I don't think he's allowed to wear them in competition.
I don't think he's allowed to wear them. There's a rule. Your costume has to be kind of uniform from the waist down or something, or the shins down, or there's some sort of rule that they have. So he can't wear them he does wear them during practice.
Yeah, he's not allowed to wear them in competition, I don't think.
But that's awesome though, about getting that sort of that link, and it was cool that one of the people hugging him was wearing a Capitals hat. There was a screen grab of that I saw. That was pretty.
Yeah, I think that was his dad or his uncle or something like that. But I saw that too.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I think it was his dad.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, he wears the yellow laces.
They're local. They're local.
Yeah, he's from Vienna.
They're from Nova.
Yeah, he's from Vienna, Virginia.
There it is.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool. Caps representing all over. Well, Gil, we'll definitely talk more hockey, both men's and women's, next week. We're hoping to have Janaea back on, so it'll be fun to have you and her chit chat about it. And C4, you're welcome to join in as well. And maybe we can get Anna back as well. We'll have a big old hockey roundtable talking about the Olympics. And so, Gil, do you want to talk Super Bowl with us? Or do you want to jump? Either way, I'm happy to have you either way.
You probably don't want me on because
he has thoughts.
That had to be the worst Super Bowl I'd ever seen, and I sat through 55-point blowouts in the 90s.
Yeah,
Now, thankfully,
was rough.
the Redskins were on a lot of, the right side of those back in the day. But it was still not fun to watch late, but this was way worse.
This was rough.
I was curious if they were going to get our first ever Super Bowl shutout. It was, through 3 quarters. That's what we were debating. Is it going to happen?
Or Super Bowl with no touchdowns.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
The punter are not eligible for MVP voting.
Yeah, we were pretty pissed off about that.
Apparently not.
Like,
they just
the
didn't
kicker needs to be the MVP here. Like, he's the only person who's scoring points.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, but the fact that he wasn't even put up for discussion, we were so pissed because the app didn't expect that, right? So they didn't put either kicker in the algorithm. They were like, here's offensive and defensive players, like tight ends, wide receivers, running backs, quarterbacks. Even some key
none of them
defensive
did
players.
anything.
None of them did anything. So let's nominate the kicker, please.
Yeah,
and that would have been hilarious. The MVP of the Super Bowl is a kicker.
Right. Or I was joking they should have co-MVPs and have both kickers. That would be awesome.
It should have been Jason Myers.
Exactly. Yeah. Although I have to say, your namesake Ken, did show up big in the 4th, and only 8th running back ever to win the MVP, and I think well deserved, and had his dad there for his first NFL game ever because he's afraid of crowds. Talk about like a crazy first game they have to go to.
That's
biggest crowd.
That's a wild first game to go to.
Right, but his son put it together, and what a game. So
I'm proud to say Kenneth actually achieved something in life. I love it.
Sounds good. But Gil, well, you're on a break on your podcast, right? But people should go check out the one that you just posted. But you're not going to be doing it until after the Olympic break. Another one.
Yes. So our next broadcast will actually be the week that after the Caps come back. If you'll indulge me here. So the Caps' first game back from the break is February the 25th against the Flyers. They have 2 more games, including a back-to-back. To round out that week. So our next show will actually be March the 1st when we recap those games. So that's when you'll catch us next.
Nice. But you can catch Gil and hopefully Anna next week as well. Here we're going to continue on and cover the Olympics the next 2 weeks. That'll be the primary focus for sure. We'll do some Olympic specials. This is kind of a little bit of a tune-up episode, and we're also going to let Sith have his thoughts on some Olympic stuff that he's interested in towards the end of the show as well. But we're going to switch gears, Gil. But thank you so much, as always, and we'll definitely talk to you next week.
Pleasure. See you then.
See ya.
Thanks, Gil.
All right, we're going to bring in Sith in the basement, and there it is. Look, I love how it shifts perfectly, and Sith is on the graphic board in the basement. Nice. It's very fitting. And welcome on in, Champ and Sith. I'll start off with you, Sith. How are you doing?
Doing good. This cold that I've had is finally gone. I feel a lot better than I did last week. I will tell you. It was a sloth for me last week, but today I'm feeling good. I'm watching Raw right now, where we've got a very hot main event going on, and really excited to talk some luge later on too, because that's my Olympic sport where I'm smart is luge. It's pretty bizarre. What's going on, everyone?
Yeah, it's things are going well. It's been a crazy night. I'm watching a bunch of different stuff on USA and on NBC, a lot of different events going on. So far, Team USA hasn't added any golds, but it's been some exciting Olympics, and but we'll talk a little Super Bowl first. Champ, we had Champ live with Benson. So Benson's here 2 nights in a row, and so
Benson, don't you have a home to go to? What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the wife is mad, so
Exactly.
Here I am.
We're too noisy. So, but Champ and Benson and myself all watched the Super Bowl together right on this couch. It was a rough watch through the first three quarters, but a great defensive effort by Seattle. But I'll start with you, Sith. What were some of your takeaways for the first three quarters and then as the game progressed?
Listen to May's stats, the quarterback for the Patriots here. He was 27 of 43, 295 yards, completion percentage 62.8, a 6.86 average in yards, 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter, 2 picks, and he was sacked 6 times. Let's go over to Darnold. He went 19 for 38, 202 yards, 50-50 completion, average of 5.3 yards, sacked once, 1 touchdown, QBR rating of 74.67. This was a very defensive-minded game through 3 quarters. Even at Buffalo Wild Wings, man, we were all like, okay, keep the beverages and the wings coming. Type deal. And we're all having fun for the most part. But in the fourth quarter, everything blew up and everything was cool. Everyone was hyped up, towards the end. But this reminded me a lot of some of the very slower Super Bowls where for the first half, at least, if not even into the third quarter, the ads are better than the game itself. Mm-hmm. And it didn't matter what halftime show you watched. The halftime shows were better than the first half of the game. Mm-hmm. You get to the second half and you finally, things pick up around midway to 3 quarters through third quarter, things finally start to pick up a bit. And it was a lot like watching, to use a wrestling term, it's like watching a sea-level pay-per-view. Where you're just sitting through the entire night like, why?
When is it going to really start, right? What's going on here?
It's like watching Great Balls of Fire for the first 3 quarters.
There you go.
It's like watching that whole fucking show. Oh my God. No wonder why they hadn't brought it back.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, Champ, what were some of your thoughts?
As I said when I was hanging out with you guys, if you're a defensive fan, or you're a fan of defenses, this was your game. Absolutely. If you're not a fan of defenses, then you probably sat back and watched this game and were like, this is boring.
Yeah,
which is the sentiment of pretty much 99.9% of the country, is that they thought this was a boring game because most of the country loves offenses. They love high scoring. They like big offensive plays. They like all of that. But I'm not going to say it was a boring game. I will say that we saw the rebirth of the Legion of Boom, which was the defense that made Seattle who they were in the 2010s when they did win a Super Bowl.
Yes.
That's what I saw here. I saw Legion of Boom 2.0. They forced 3 turnovers, including a fumble recovery for a touchdown.
That was
along
crazy.
with getting a couple of offensive touchdowns as well. Jason Myers should have been the MVP. 17 of those 29 points came from him. So he should have been the MVP. But Kenneth Walker with 160 plus yards from scrimmage, worthy enough to be MVP. The man had a fantastic game. And if it wasn't for the fact that Zach Charbonnet suffered that torn ACL right at the start of the playoffs, he probably wouldn't have had this opportunity to go out there and perform on the biggest stage and go out there and perform so well. And what he has done now, Kenneth Walker, now that he's won he's won a Super Bowl MVP and has a Super Bowl ring, his stock, his value for a new contract just went up. It just went up. Seattle has made it known that they're going to work on re-signing Kenneth Walker, because you need that 1-2 punch in the backfield of Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. You need that 1-2 punch. You already have a pretty talented wide receiving core with Cooper Kupp and JSN and Shaheed. But if you have that 1-2 punch in the backfield, I think that Seattle has a very, very strong chance of repeating as Super Bowl champs next year, especially if they don't lose any pieces from that absolutely dominant defense that basically turned one of the best offenses in the league this year into a JV high school football team.
Yeah.
But that's what they look like to me. They look like a JV high school football team compared to this defense who finished the season giving up the fewest points per game out of any defense in the league. I'm telling you, Seattle's going to be a tough team to deal with next season if they don't lose any pieces on their defense and they re-sign Kenneth Walker. That's going to be a team that I would hate to want to face next year.
It's just so funny.
Part
A
that
lot
you
of
just
those,
mentioned,
yeah. Sorry.
that key part, they have these components. So it's going to be really, it's going to be a target of management to be like, okay, I've got to lock down this defense. If I've got any expiring contracts or defense, I've got to get this done. So if you're Seattle's front office, you're keeping a look at this big time right now.
It'd be interesting to see how many of the players take less to all stay together versus, try to get their big payday after, winning the big games. So, hey,
there's your key. There's the question.
by the way, there I was right with the Logan Paul coming into the match as predicted. C4.
There he is.
So
I'm a little behind. I've got it going on my phone. It's a little behind, but
Just had a boot to the face.
Yeah.
I just got to the point where Penta just pulled it. I think it was Theory out of the thing, so I'm a little behind here.
No, I'm right there with you, C4. Yeah, Penta just pulled Austin Theory out of the stomp, and it's looking. I'm still
LA Nate's laying in
wondering.
the middle of the ring.
Yeah, I'm still wondering who is going to win this matchup between these three to get into that elimination chamber. Randy
Somebody
Orton.
in the hood. There he is.
Oh, the masked man! Sit down, son.
Wait, did I miss? No, I'm trying to figure out if I'm.
They're going to keep this hooded thing going and reveal it as Seth Rollins, I think, when he's ready to come back.
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure you're right.
No, that's definitely what they're going to do.
And there goes Logan Paul chasing after him.
How far behind am I from you guys? Oh, I was behind.
Logan's chasing after that Bama.
Yeah. And
the Austin Theory might be in trouble.
Theory
Come on.
and Knight are both laying there in the middle of the ring.
Well, I guess this means I was wrong about it being Logan Paul being in the masked man. So
yeah, the big reveal is going to be Seth. But what they're going to do is they're going to have alternate people playing the role until Seth is ready to come back.
It's medically cleared.
Because it looked like it's somebody different, right, than it was the last time, or was that me? I don't know.
No, I think it did look. He did look a little thinner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
See, here's where
that's for you,
this
pal.
is where I am right now.
Oh.
So I'm a little behind. Oh no,
That one's for Dujanet. Because Dujanet is a big fan of LA Knight. Today's his birthday, actually. Happy birthday, Dujanet.
You know, he's from up my way. He's from Hagerstown. He went to North Hagerstown High School.
Oh,
yep. LA Knight is from the Mid Atlantic region.
I have friends who went to school with him.
Oh,
there you go.
There you go.
So it's like he is not from Los Angeles. He is from Hagerstown.
Yes.
They
gave him the honorary keys a couple of months ago to Hagerstown at one point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did.
They love him out there.
I was gonna go, and I can't remember why I didn't.
I love that the interference backfired.
Yeah, Heyman is just
beautiful.
I can't stand Heyman. I can't stand him. I'm sorry. I just can't. I just want to ugh.
I think it looks like he's going to be nauseous.
Well, yes, that is the point.
He's such a good executive.
I kind of base my managerial character in the indie promotion that I work with. I kind of base my character off some elements of Paul Heyman, because I am a heel. So it actually works out really well, because Paul Heyman is one of my inspirations when I did the backyard wrestling thing as a manager. I got some elements of Paul Heyman, some elements of Slick, and some elements of Teddy Long.
Yeah, I mean, he's
Leia.
brilliant. Don't get me wrong. He's brilliant. I just can't stand him.
Champ.
Which is precisely the point, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I put Champ up to a task that he's going to discuss later on to tease no spots for Sunday. We've got a third segment that's going to be wild.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for that. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh man.
I don't
Because
know
what
why
happens-
why didn't Netflix just literally as I was closing it, put up that it suggested for me to watch the greatest Royal Rumble?
You know, they suggested for me to finish up The Devil's Advocate because I started watching that a couple of days ago.
And I
let's
just
see
flipped
here.
it off. I put the
Hold on.
ski jumping back on.
Oh, Champ, you'll love this. Guess what it's suggesting me to watch right now?
Oh, what?
Invasion from 2001.
Hey, listen, Invasion was kind of underrated. Don't get me wrong. It was like if they were going to do a true invasion of WCW, they would have had the big stars. But because their contracts were guaranteed, they just sat their asses at home and got paid. And they went with the B-level talent from WCW as part of the invasion. That's why the invasion angle didn't work. Because if they'd have had the big stars instead of the B-level talent, that invasion angle would have been a lot better. And it would have made WWF's victory a lot more sweeter because it would have been a lot tougher. But because it was like the lower level talent, the mid-carders and stuff like that, like who in the hell gives a crap about Mark Jindrak? Not me. But either way, can we talk about the halftime show though, please? Like,
yeah,
can we talk about that?
Yeah, go for it. What are your thoughts?
Listen, over the years after the Janet Jackson gimmick that happened, the wardrobe malfunction, they started watering down and giving us some lame halftime show acts. I stopped watching the halftime show because it just never really appealed to me. But over the last couple of years, I started watching again, and I looked forward to watching this one. And what I got from this halftime show was one of the most artistic renderings of the Latin American culture, especially in Puerto Rico, that we got from Bad Bunny in this performance. And then to get Lady Gaga and Ricky Martin as guests in this, amazing. And then they had a part in the show where they had a couple that was getting married. Apparently, according to the internet, which is true, they actually legit got married right there because they apparently invited Bad Bunny to their wedding. He couldn't do it because he was doing the Super Bowl gimmick. So he decided to bring them out as part of the halftime show and let them get married in front of tens of thousands of people in Levi Stadium and millions more watching on NBC and on the internet. I thought that was absolutely amazing.
To their wedding,
that's pretty awesome.
So yeah.
Like I might want to make a suggestion to my fiance. Hey, let's tweet a celebrity if they're doing a show. Let's get married on the show.
There you go.
Yeah, well, you lose out 100% of the times you don't try, right?
Yep.
So
you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Right.
Yep. The late great Sly Stone actually did a version of that back in 1974. I'm showing my knowledge here a little bit.
No, you're showing your age. You were right the first time.
But this is one of the more shocking moments in VH1 Profile year, like back in 2000. They did the 100 most shocking moments, one of which was Sly Stone going on a talk show, the Mike Douglas show, and he announces just offhand, "Yeah, I'm getting married." So Sly, where you get married? Madison Square Garden. And so his concert at Madison Square Garden was not only his concert, but also him getting married to this woman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. When I heard about that, I was like, that guy had some brass balls. He was drugged up like crazy, but had some brass balls.
Which is probably why he had the brass balls.
That time was extremely based. Okay? It was. And shame on people who tuned out because of how it was promoted. This was the best halftime show in a long time.
Agreed.
Not as good as Prince. You're not going to be Prince.
No,
No.
nobody will ever
Nobody's
be
beating.
Prince.
That man had
Nobody will
a
beat
rain
Prince.
on him when he sang
Yes.
Purple Rain.
Oh,
No
God,
one's
I
beating
was
that.
in tears.
No one. You
I
know
was
who
in
else? You know
tears.
another show that nobody's beating. Michael Jackson. That man
Yes.
walked out on the stage and didn't even start the show for the first 5 minutes because everybody just wouldn't stop screaming.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No one's beating that. No one's beating that. No one's beating Prince.
No.
No one's beating Prince or Michael Jackson.
Mm-mm.
But I would have to say this is one of my favorite halftime shows. I would say
It
this
was
ranks
just so
up with
much
Bruce
fun.
Springsteen in 2002, where it was just so emotional and you were caught up in it. It was just so amazing.
Yeah.
That's what Bad Bunny did last night, is he gave to us an amazing show for halftime.
You know what else was amazing about yesterday? The fact that Turning Point USA couldn't stream on certain platforms because of licensing issues. Like they
but they still
wanted
got a
to
good
fuck
audience, though,
over.
regardless,
They still wanted to fuck over this Super Bowl halftime performance with their own little dumbass show that they were going to do, but they couldn't put it on as many platforms as they wanted because of licensing issues. Like maybe y'all should have thought that through, but then again, racists don't have a thought process, so never mind.
Yeah, well, here's the other thing too: is Puerto Ricans have U.S. citizenship.
Yeah.
They are citizens of this country. They have dual citizenship because Puerto Rico being a territory, but they are citizens of this country.
C4, shh, don't say that too loud. You might make them confused. Clearly, they're very confused on the fact that an American territory means they're American citizens, but because they don't speak English, they're not considered American citizens. Fuck out of here.
But it's just so funny. Like, no one complained.
Start speaking Portuguese. I can't speak Portuguese. I wish I could, but you know,
Shakira, no one complained when she did it. There's been so many times, like U2 came. They're not even American. Like I just not like everybody.
The Police aren't American.
Rihanna,
Rihanna, she's Canadian, right?
There was
Rihanna's from Barbados.
Oh, that's right, Barbados. She's Barbados.
Right.
Because they were hussies who were showing too much ass on stage, and it's just like, oh my god, who was complaining about this? Why? Stop it.
Anyway, H-Rod 1997 in chat was also saying that last year Kendrick Lamar was also really good, which caused a lot of controversy. But I agree. I thought that was really well shot. And
listen, Drake has still not recovered from that line that was said in front of millions of people at the Super Bowl. He still hasn't recovered.
Yeah, I was about to say he won't.
He never will. I think that's
just buried him.
So, did Jay-Z produce that one? Did Jay-Z produce that one? Or did Jay-Z produce that one and this one? I know that Jay-Z produced, so he's on a roll, and yeah. And I loved bringing Green Day to open.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
And it was great because they didn't have to say a single word. They just played 3 songs. The lyrics of those 3 songs said it all. And they've basically gotten so well known for what they do. They don't have to say a single thing. People are like, they're saying fuck you just by being there.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what a great place to be, where just your existence exuberates fuck you energy. That's a pretty cool thing. They did add, it wasn't MAGA agenda, but it was something, maybe it was ICE agenda? I don't know. But they did change one line in one of the songs. But, yeah, exactly. So,
I mean,
listen,
Puppy Bowl halftime show. Halftime show.
Did they?
You're doing the lyrics to
12 million more people watch the Puppy Bowl halftime show.
Hey, Big Hurt said it best on Facebook. Playing an ICE commercial after Bad Bunny's halftime performance is filthy work.
Yeah.
That was filthy.
That was nasty.
Yeah.
That happened down here, and I was like,
nasty.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Right?
It was like, I mean, we're all hanging out, and we're like, the fuck?
Yeah.
You had some people inside of it that were definitely right-leaning that were like, oh, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, this was pretty dirty. I'm a libertarian. Y'all know this. That was dirty as shit to have that right after halftime, I was like, oh.
Quick tease, if you want to hear some more of Sith cooking on the politics, he does that in Final Thoughts on this week's episode 319.
Oh, yeah.
Just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Makes
Good
me
stuff.
mad that my tax dollars paid for that ad because it comes out of their budget.
Something bad. Getting
There's
back
some
to
crazy commercials for sure.
Yeah, they had some wild commercials. The robot one is creepy as hell.
Yeah, that one was
The
creepy.
vodka.
Yeah, the vodka.
Yeah.
Also, all the CGI reversion. You know. It was,
Yeah, that was creepy. And then the polar bears with the Pepsi Zero, that threw me. I was like, wait, what?
Betrayal.
Yeah, that's like
That would
15 years in the
completely throw me
making.
for a loop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Rival
didn't pay
chip
much attention to
commercials.
the commercials. They're just not as good as they used to be.
Right.
Although I
Even
did
the
like
Cosmic
I
Pringles
did
one
like
was
the
pretty good.
Budweiser commercial with the horse and the
Mhm.
eagle and stuff.
Yeah.
That one was cool.
That was also very America.
That was so American. To
So
the point.
American.
To the point. Hey,
America.
C4, you'll love this. When that commercial played, I'm sitting there with Robbie, Benson, Liz, and I just yelled out, "America!" You know what they responded with? Fuck yeah! God, I love that fucking song, bro.
C4 is going to get me canceled. C4 ask why, dear.
Okay, why?
Sip,
Mando
you said
versus
it.
Grogu.
Sip, you said enough controversial shit in the 4 years you've been on that podcast. You still haven't been canceled. Shut up.
Yeah, true. Mando and Grogu. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. I hope it doesn't suck, but
I'm the big Star Wars guy of the whole fucking network, and I'm seeing the trailer last night, and I'm like,
Yeah, I wondered your thoughts on that one.
all right. What it looks like right now is season 4 of The Mandalorian didn't happen so quickly, so we're gonna put season 4 on the big screen for everyone. But it's like season 3. Measure your expectations, because season 3 wasn't as good as seasons 1 and 2. It was a step down, if you will. It's not trash, but it's a step down from 1 and 2. But I'm hopeful. But I'll say this: I'll look forward to seeing that before I see Avengers: Doomsday, which is scratching the nostalgia button with the X-Men. But again, phases 4 and 5 got extremely mixed to negative reviews. I got a funny feeling they brought back Steve Rogers. They're bringing back the X-Men. They're bringing back all these people. It's like, okay, we need to do this to get everyone back together again. It's going to be weird.
have you read the Secret Wars comic by Kirkland?
Yes.
I'm hoping that Doomsday leads into something like that. And I'm hoping that the Russos actually end up killing off like half of the people who are coming back or more in the lead
I
up
would
to
love for that to happen.
That
That
would
would be awesome.
and
something
Mandalorian
I said about the
Grogu-
sequel trilogy of Star Wars that people don't, because they didn't read the books where it came to the sequel trilogy. The books in the sequel trilogy. 3PO and R2, the only two that survive. Everyone else is dead at the end.
Hey, to everybody that's watching, y'all notice that I've kind of tuned out because this is nothing and nowhere near in my realm.
But
I'm just
they could talk Star Wars all day,
Ditto.
but it's I don't know. I am such a mark for both, though. I'm gonna watch any Marvel movie
yeah.
or Star Wars movie that comes out. So
Just take my money. I'm hoping that Mandalorian Grogu is just a 2-hour episode.
Yeah.
Like, just give me a 2-hour episode. We're cool. It's
Yeah.
fine. Whatever. That's what I'm expecting. So my expectations are low, and that way I can't be disappointed.
There you
Because
go.
my expectations were really high for the sequel trilogy, and then I was disappointed. Sort of.
So who else has an opinion about the Super Bowl?
the Super Bowl is pretty bad. I mean, to be fair,
The
like
Super Bowl, we talked about this last night, Champ. Like, you can sum up the Super Bowl with one sentence: defense wins championships.
That's
That's
true.
what that Super Bowl was.
That's pretty much any sport. I mean, we were talking about that
Reminded me
with
of the Baltimore Ravens when they won Super Bowls.
Yeah, we talked about that too.
Yeah.
Kyle Bowler should not have won a Super Bowl. But
No, Kyle Bowler should not have won a freaking Super Bowl. It's because he had a great, like an unstoppable defense that he could go through life and say, I'm a Super Bowl champion.
Meanwhile, Lamar can't even sniff it,
Dude,
so.
Sam Darnold has a Super Bowl ring before Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow. Like, just think about that. Like, that's wild.
That's crazy.
I can't even fathom that, bro.
Yeah.
I was rooting for Seattle because I wanted them to do it right this time.
Yeah.
Don't throw the ball on the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Luckily, this time around, they had enough of a lead. They didn't need it.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
true. That's fair. Well, I caught the tail end of Marshawn was in a commercial shortly after, and I caught like the tail end of it, and he was like congratulating them, but there was you could feel the undercurrent there, like why didn't they just give the damn ball to me and let me run in it? But I have to go back and look for it. But it was like
he went up to Pete Carroll and just laughed in his face.
That sounds like Marshawn, though.
Yeah,
that sounds like Marshawn. Just go up to Pete Carroll, just laugh at him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because if he didn't laugh, he'd have went full Oakland on him, and then we'd be talking about Pete Carroll, rest in peace.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, because you don't want Marshawn to go full Oakland. You don't want Marshawn to go full Oakland. You never want full Oakland.
No, never go full Oakland on national TV. Don't do that.
No, but oh my God.
No, I'm in the minority here. I know, because I enjoyed the Super Bowl. I'm a defense guy. I want to see a good defensive performance. And the Patriots defense, they were doing pretty well against a not great Seattle offense. And then Kenneth Walker just was like, yeah, I'm done with this, and started breaking through the line. And the Seahawks, when you can't stop the front four of a defensive line, you're done. Like, they didn't need to blitz, and they were getting to the quarterback. So
7 sacks record.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was insane.
So yeah, I enjoyed the Super Bowl. You guys are right. I don't know if I call it boring. I would call it uneventful. There weren't the big splash plays that
that's a better word for it.
So, but uneventful Super Bowls, like Champ was saying, that's what defense fans want to see.
I mean, you got a fumble return for a touchdown on a sack strip fumble, and whatnot.
Yep.
I mean, what else do you want? You had a really good pass play from Sam Darnold to the tight end, which apparently was a scissor route, which he went in motion and managed to sneak through and what's a scissor route concept is, it's what the inside receiver goes out on a corner while the outside receiver cuts across on a post. And that's what ended up happening here with the tight end being able to get behind the defense on the corner route, and Darnold being able to stand right in with two guys coming to just run it up on him and still be able to stay in, make the throw, and the tight end being able to make the catch. I mean, there weren't a lot of big offensive plays, but there were some offensive plays that were memorable, like that pass play, like a couple of those 20-plus yard runs that Walker had. I mean, as much as there wasn't a lot of big play offense, there still was a generous amount of offense, at least on the Seattle side, and then in the fourth quarter on the Patriots side.
Yeah.
But I think that
I thought for the running game, I thought that they mixed him really well, that they didn't run him all the same way, and I mean,
and then the Benson's point about the front four. Ramondre Stevenson was having a great year, and even he couldn't get through this line.
Yep.
Yeah,
he couldn't get through.
And
Henderson, the rookie, both of them had great years running the football for the Patriots this season, but neither one of them could get loose against this defense at all.
Anybody else bitter that we didn't draft Christian Gonzalez? Because I'm still bitter about that.
Yeah, I know you're bitter. You mentioned it about 15 million times yesterday, bro. I was like, dude, get over it. It happened.
He sounds like Cavs fans still bitching about the Forsberg trade.
I am still mad about that.
No.
Marty Ehret, come on.
I know, like, what the...
Benson.
But then again, the other night we were the mantra up in our group was our nine's better than yours. So
yeah, that's fair.
Champ, I sent you something in no spots that I think you'll appreciate too.
I'll look at him just a bit.
Yeah,
C4,
we're not bitter though.
C4, I didn't have a chance to really listen to the hockey segment in the first hour. Robbie, did y'all talk about Canada's line that you said is like a superstar of Lions, even though I said hockey's played on the ice and not on paper? But I'm sure y'all talked about that because that line, I don't watch hockey, but listening to Robbie, apparently this is like the all-star line that Canada has.
it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
It's Wilson, David, and who?
Celebrini.
Yeah,
yes. That's going to be crazy insane.
And people don't know he's the 19-year-old phenom, out of the Sharks that's lighting it up. And you have a young guy, you've got one of the greatest playmakers in the game, and then Tom Wilson just suddenly on your wing. Like, that's a very dangerous combo.
The fact that they had to put Crosby on the third line, that does say something.
Yeah.
That was
he's still their captain. So they put their captain on their third line. That's how dangerous they are.
Like, I'm gonna root for Team USA, but I want Tom Wilson on the top line to win a gold medal, so that everybody in the NHL can finally shut up about him. Right. Where it's like, all he's good for is fighting. All he does is punch people. And it's like, no, Tom Wilson is a good hockey player.
Dude, the man has how many goals this season?
Yeah,
he's on pace for.
Isn't he tied for team lead?
I think so.
That sounds right.
Here. I had it up earlier and
more stats.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like I can't remember who said it, but it was one of our coaches. It might have been Trotz, where it was he said it into a hot mic. You can hate Tom Wilson, but if he was on your team, you would absolutely enjoy that.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Tom Wilson reminds me of a Pens player who, before he came to Pittsburgh, was hated big time. Ulf Samuelsson, he was a defenseman. The guy was hated. Ulf can is start fights. Ulf comes to Pittsburgh in the middle of the late 80s, early 90s, and the fans just fall in love with him there. And it reminds me a lot of fans outside of DC where it comes to Tom Wilson. Tom Wilson is a hell of a player.
Yeah, he's got 23 goals this year.
Yeah,
so far.
Yeah, Obi has 22,
Chikrin up with the assists.
And Chikrin's got 21, right?
There's like too many people talking. I feel like the dude from Anchorman. Loud noises!
But Tom Wilson is the lead in the team with 9 less games played.
Yeah.
So just, he could have many, many more. So I just put that there.
Yeah, I think he's on pace. Somebody said like 35 or 40 goals this year.
Yeah.
Is that right? Am I imagining things?
There's still
more like 30.
But there's still there's only 22 games left. So
so
it's probably 30 something at this point. But
yeah, probably 35. But
if he hadn't missed those 9 games, who knows? But yeah, it's wild. I'm excited for next week though. But let's talk wrestling real fast. I know we got to get Sith out of here and get C4 out of here too, and probably just end pretty soon. But I know that there was a pretty crazy brawl. I wanted to ask Champ and Sith their thoughts on this. I know I sort of talked to Champ about it yesterday, but I want to get Sith's thoughts as well. It's pretty crazy that this El Grande Americano. And there's 2 of them, Benson. I don't know if you know this. There's one guy who's played by Chad Gable, who was the original. Okay. And then Ludwig Kaiser, a German, started to play it when Chad Gable went down. So Chad Gable is known as basically this great American wrestler. So it makes sense that the guy in disguise. But then it's funny that this German is doing a fake Spanish, fake American routine.
Yeah.
And in the United States when they fight, the guy who's the German is booed out of the thing, and everyone loves Chad Gable, right?
Right.
But
It's
now,
incredible to think that the current Americanos, El Grande Americano is a German who can speak fluent Spanish. And
right.
then you have two Brits that are in mass that have Spanish accents and can speak pretty good Spanish.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's some
That's
Vince
wild.
McMahon shit, okay?
Right. But then they go bring
As
the
I can see
original
Neville's
guy.
ass. I mean, not Neville, Lily's ass.
But
Hi, Lily.
But when they do matches in AAA, which is down in Mexico, it flips. Everyone immediately cheers the German guy and was booing the original. So like now they have storylines where one's the heel and the other's the face in different things. Even if it's the same company with different countries when they're showing this stuff. But Sith, what are some of your thoughts on this wild turn of events?
We're going to get loser loses mask at Mania. OG El Grande versus current El Grande. I think OG is going to win. And then Los Americanos is going to disband as Lugo Kaiser and Lugo Kaiser. And I hate to say this because I love these guys, but Kaiser is going to get revealed along with Pete Dunne, along with Tyler Bate. They're going to get revealed, lose their masks. And I hate to say this because I love all three guys. And it's back to the back of the line. They're going to be done for a while.
Yeah. Champ, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think I said it to y'all last night that I think it's going to be mask versus mask, most likely at WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is definitely the best place for something like that. And I think I have to agree with Sith that I think it is going to be Kaiser that gets revealed because this was the original brainchild of Chad Gable. So it's only right that Chad Gable continues it and continues to do the character and stuff like that. But it's going to lead to a mask versus mask match. It's going to be most likely at WrestleMania. I would hate for WWE and AAA to make it wait until like a big event down in Mexico, even though mask versus mask or mask versus hair is a stipulation that originated in Mexico. They need to have this at the big stage. They need to have it in Vegas. They got to have it in Vegas. So then the crowd will pop when Ludwig Kaiser is revealed and everybody will cheer and everything like that. And then Ludwig can go back to doing whatever the heck he was doing before El Grande Americano. I think Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, if and when they get revealed, I think that there is a very, very strong tag team division developing on Raw with the Usos at the top as the tag team champions. I think that I forgot what their tag team name was, Bate and Dunn, but I think they'll be a part of that tag team division. I don't think they're going to just be sent to catering and we're not going to hear from them again. I think that they're going to be integrated into this tag team scene that's on Raw, and I think they're going to be pretty usable in that realm, honestly.
Yeah, it's the Usos defended their title tonight, right?
Yep, they defended against the Alpha Academy, Otis and Tozawa, and it was a really good match too, by the way.
Yeah,
really good match.
Right now, I've got that listed as a big push for Sunday night because the Usos didn't have to make Alpha Academy look good. Alpha Academy looked really, really fucking good here. Yes, Usos were always going to retain, but Alpha Academy looked really fucking good here.
Yeah, no, I think that they're an interesting group, and I'm happy that they kind of got a little bit of a push here and got an opportunity to show their stuff because I feel like they've always been underrated.
I think we have the spot of the week, the spot of the month, and probably the spot of the year. Javon Evans catching Bravo with that OG cutter as he was flying in midair. That's spot of the year already. That's a candidate for spot of the year because the timing it takes to jump off at the same time and still get to the spot to the spot and be able to execute that cutter and make it look that good. That's I don't know 10 wrestlers that could pull that off who are high flyers. I don't even think Will Ospreay could pull that off. And Will Ospreay is considered one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation. And I don't think he could have pulled that spot off. That's a spot that is always going to be remembered, just like the spot where Randy Orton RKO'd what's his face out of the shooting star press.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's been like replayed millions of times since it happened. But I think that spot there is going to be another one that's going to be replayed 10, 20 years down the line when Javon Evans is getting ready to hang up the boots. They're going to replay that spot every single time because that was just absolutely picture perfect, amazing, and just shows not only the athleticism, but the talent and how good of workers that both Tyler Bate and Javon Evans are to be able to pull that spot off with such perfection. Because the show is live. There's no retakes. There's no, second take, nothing. It's like you do it then and there. And at a spot like that, there's very little of any margin for error. And the fact that it pulled off that way, bravo.
Yeah.
Bravo.
I'll be interested to see how it surfaces on social media and how it does, because that's always interesting.
It's definitely going viral. Definitely going viral. If it doesn't, something's wrong.
I'm going to leave y'all with a very salient point here. That spot that Champ's talking about, as much as I love Will Ospreay, and Champ knows he's one of my favorite current day wrestlers easily enough in the books. As much as I love Ospreay, there's no way he could do it. As much as I love the guy who I said last year was his year, where it comes to Konosuke Takeshita, the Alpha. No, the Alpha couldn't do this. I'm trying to think in my head wrestlers that could do a cutter like that in concert perfectly. Not even Diamond Dallas Page, who made the cutter a big deal as the Diamond Cutter. No way. Somewhere in Georgia, Diamond Dallas Page is seeing that and saying, "Kid, you were fucking awesome doing that, man." And I bet you odds are Tyler Bate, Keith Dunn, Luder Kaiser, and Chad Gable were all probably gleaming and hugging that kid in the fucking back and giving him his flowers because that spot was executed perfectly. This is a spot where I saw it set up and I was like, oh shit, this has to be done perfect. This is not SmackDown in the 2000s where if something goes wrong, you can redo the match. No, this is live. It has to be perfect. And it was just seamless the way it happened. Even when they showed the replay twice, it was seamless. And the look on Corey Graves' face was, how did he do it? It is so amazing with this kid.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I just pulled it up, so I'm watching it now.
Yeah,
Let's
you'll love
mute
it.
Oh, here they are. They're
question-
both on the ropes.
Mhm.
Who's the other guy in the mask?
I think that was either Bravo or Rayo.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was brilliant.
Mhm.
Told you it was amazing.
And then
That's
he
Our
about
jumps-
it.
question for
flies
C4, Robbie, and Champ.
Yeah.
Who
Woo!
signs up with Femi Raw
C4, send
SmackDown?
that to me in the group chat so I can watch it later.
All right.
I want y'all to answer this as I go. Who signs up with Femi? Is it going to be Raw or SmackDown?
Ooh.
I don't know.
I want to say SmackDown, but maybe Raw. I don't know.
I'm thinking SmackDown for one reason.
Drew
We had a
McIntyre.
good match on Saturday night's main event with Cody Rhodes, and you want to run that back after Cody's done doing whatever he's doing with what he's doing with Drew. You want Cody to implement the lock horns and this time not have someone interfere so you can do a program. I would love for Oba to go to SmackDown for that.
Yeah, I think
my
SmackDown
God.
needs a little bit of a boost. Right now, I think Raw is in a slightly better place, and I think that it would give SmackDown a little bit of a pop. I think I
Yeah.
agree that I think SmackDown needs it a little bit more. What do you think, Champ?
Um, I think that it would be a good move to SmackDown, not just to run it back with Cody, but also to get his hands on Drew for interfering in that matchup with Cody at Saturday night's main event. I think he would want to get his hands on Drew McIntyre for that reason. But then again, he could come to Raw. He could find some meaningful rivalries on Raw. Maybe the Judgment Day try to court him and he tells them to go fuck themselves, and then he decides to run through them one by one. I mean, you could do that. I think one of the prevailing stories that's been floating around on the interwebs is a potential matchup between Obafemi and one Brock Lesnar.
But then
there are some that are saying that it might be too soon for that, because Oba needs to build himself up a little bit more to be credible enough to go up against someone like Brock Lesnar, which I somewhat agree with, because he's already like made an impact on the main roster, but I don't think he's at that level to go nose to nose with someone like Brock Lesnar, who's like a special attraction. Maybe at SummerSlam, maybe, but I don't think Oba's ready for that just yet. But I think I honestly don't know which show he should go on, because whichever show he does go on, I'm pretty sure they can come up with some kind of story for him to, wet his whistle before they decide to push him to the main event.
Ilya Dragunov would be great for Oba, and here's why. Carmelo Hayes hadn't really gotten his footing on SmackDown. He had some good matches, don't get it twisted, but really hasn't had that oomph. Then he went up against Ilya Dragunov several months ago, and now we're seeing the Carmelo Hayes that we saw in NXT during the 2.0 years, where Champ and I are like, at times. We're seeing the mellow from there. And if you put Oba into a program with Ilya Dragunov, and Oba gets that rub from Dragunov, just like he did with Carmelo Hayes, that would be huge. Because I have the last opponent of Brock Lesnar penciled in my head at SummerSlam, and it's not Obafemi.
Walter.
It's Walter. Mm-hmm. Walter, they gave him the name the career killer. Okay. So sometime this year, Brock's going away. He's retiring, probably SummerSlam, because it's in Minneapolis. Oba's going to end him. Brock's going to lose to Walter. And, oh God, he's going to be insufferable the Monday after SummerSlam.
I mean, think about it. If he does retire Brock Lesnar, he's going to retire the man who was a multiple-time world champion and only one of two men that have beaten The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
The other being the big dog Roman Reigns, who's now our tribal chief.
But yeah, if Walter does do that, I'm telling you, I won't mind him being insufferable, because it'll be well worth it. I mean, come on now. I can't wait for more insufferable ring general. I can't wait. That's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Champ knows I'm a mark for Walter, so
you love Walter for years. You love Walter. If he wasn't married to Jenny, you'd marry him. That's how much you love him.
Yeah. But anywho, I'm gonna step on out of here.
Yeah.
It's been a gas for always.
Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're probably gonna pretty soon.
I gotta get up early in the morning myself. So
in the basement right now, we have the cheesiest. Let me think here.
I just listened to your top 40 cheese. You know what song are your top 40 cheese songs? Come on, Eileen.
That was on the outside looking in, but it should have been there. And I kept on thinking of the part in Clerks from '94 when Randall's reading off all those titles on Eileen, and I'm like, I could hear that differently now.
Yes, it definitely has a different impact for sure.
But yeah, a show that's going to come out on. Let me look at here on my kick stick real quick. But, come on, Eileen almost made the list, but didn't quite make the list. Excuse me. Let's try this again.
Yeah.
But I do have several shows planned down the road. Okay, let me click. Let me try this again. It's here. Here we go. There we go. All right, let me scroll down real quick.
Sith really showing his age with technology. I'm
I
telling
know.
Yeah.
Oh, we love the
I'm
old
not as
man.
tech savvy as people would hope at times, and sometimes other times no. This past Sunday that you can hear now on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, top 35 biggest box office bombs of the 80s ranked worst to best. And it's at one point where I'm still going through movies that I don't like. But like, I swear to you all, there's good movies coming, I swear. And the one for this Sunday, we're calling up IMDb, the top 35 films ranked by IMDb, worst to best. Well, there's not a single bad movie at all.
Yeah. So
I mean, not a single one.
Sith, I gotta ask one quick question before I let you go. Shelter, are you gonna see it in
Shoot.
theaters?
Shelter?
Yeah. Are you gonna pass?
No.
No.
I am waiting patiently. The next film that I really want to see, like urgent need, there's two films in July that are like urgent for me. The Odyssey, because it's Nolan doing it. And then at the end of the month, this franchise has been consistent all the way through. Evil Dead Burns.
I will say I liked Shelter, but it was a complete carbon copy of every other movie that he has ever done.
That's what I've heard.
Like Born Identity 500, but I still loved it because I'm such a mark for him that I like,
This will shock you, Robbie.
Yeah.
I am going to wait for streaming more than likely for Scream 7.
Oh, wow.
Because it's still a very consistent franchise, but I've been saying this since Scream 4. You got to move on from Gail. You got to move on from Sydney. You got to move on from these OG characters.
Yes.
Oh, but we're bringing even more back now for Scream 7. And I'm like, okay, we got Kevin Williamson directing. That's a good thing. He wrote the original, but the last several films have been solid for the first few chapters. Get to the final act though, and you're like, this could have been better. It's still consistently good, but
I think I've missed
better to close out.
I think I've missed a couple of those, to be honest.
I think I watched. Well, I hadn't seen them until I saw like the first Scream when it came out, and then I didn't watch the rest of them. And then Scream 6 came out. I think we saw Marcus and I went to see 6 in the theaters, and then we watched 2 through 5 or whatever. But yeah, they're very formulaic. They're good, but it's like they're coming. You know it's coming. But I tell you what movie, and it was we went to see on a whim. We were bored. We went to see Five Nights at Freddy's, the second one.
Oh. I feel sorry for you.
It was yeah.
No,
It was. But the funny thing is, it still got me. I mean, like every move was freaking telegraphed. You knew it was coming, and I still jumped. It was like, what the?
I went in there, and I'm not a fan of the games. I don't play the games, but I enjoyed the first film. Walked into the second, and I said that this was complete fan service for the fans of the game.
Yeah.
This gives nothing to people that don't like the games.
Yeah.
And it is what it is.
I've never seen the games, but it was just like, oh my gosh. I mean, but it was funny thing is they telegraphed every freaking move.
Mm-hmm.
I was still jumping. It was like Marcus was laughing at me. I'm like,
all right, I think we're gonna probably wrap it up. I'm gonna let Sith and C4 head out of here, but I know that C4 definitely check her out on the Circurum Off the Chain
Yeah,
podcasts.
our recording schedule kind of got off track because Marcus was sick, so we didn't do the live streams we were going to do. So I'm
I'm
not
still
sure when
waiting
we're
to
going to
be.
be
I'm
on
still waiting to
next.
join y'all podcast to talk wrestling, so I can educate y'all.
Oh yeah,
Educate your
actually
listeners.
so there is actually if you go on the All Sports in
Yeah.
YouTube, the All Sports podcast, there are wrestling segments in there.
Yeah.
I'm usually like I am here. I'm just kind of the peanut gallery on those.
Like Marcus usually is when you're on.
Yeah, there we go.
Exactly.
Every once in a while he appears. He's downstairs. I actually haven't seen him today.
It's funny that
he came up to get food and
I became the peanut gallery for the last episode. I showed up on the middle of the podcast unannounced, and
he did. That was fantastic. So it's called IWC World Wrestling Podcast. It's under the All Sports Podcast Network. So it's actually him and his friend Ryan and Ryan's brother Justin do most of the talking. So
nice.
I said they need to invite Sith and I on there, and we can really if they want some wrestling content, they can get it from us too.
Yeah, there you go.
Saying.
I'm sure.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it's been awesome, C4. We'll definitely have to have you back on next week to talk a little bit more hockey, and then Sith. I'm not sure if we're doing wrestling next week, but if we are, I'll let you know and we can bring you back on. Or if you want to talk, you were going to talk about we never even had time to talk about the Olympics. There was
love watching luge, which is a lot like the same type of course as a bobsled, but you roll and then you lie back as you're on the thing and you're going through the chute, a lot like an avalanche bobsled track, and you're going on this board that's got blades under you. It speeds at least 50 miles an hour, if not over 60 miles an hour. It's something I've always loved watching as a kid. Do people get hurt? Yes. There is a possibility of flipping over and whatnot, and it's very painful.
They're not as crazy as the skeleton, though.
Yeah.
That's when you're like on your face, going face on your stomach.
But yeah, the luge is something that I've always loved loved watching it ever since I was a kid. And in our group chat, we were discussing ideas for people to do ice dancing with. And I said, do the Ramones. Imagine a bunch of ice skaters doing skate dancing to Sheena's a Punk Rocker by the Ramones, or Pet Cemetery, even from the movie Pet Cemetery. And over here, and I was just cracking up thinking of the ideas of people dance icing to like Linkin Park or the Ramones or even Nirvana. That would be funny. But yeah, I like the Winter Olympics more than I do the Summer Olympics, but I do like the Olympics overall. And I agree with the hockey discussion earlier that having all your good teams, your solid teams in Group A, and not so much Group B, the B block, if you will, they should have merged the teams, divided the teams up a little bit better.
But that's just on the women's side, just so you know. The men's side,
on the women's side,
completely
the men's side's actually pretty well balanced when it comes to the pairings there. But with the women, it's like, oh, by the way, we're getting all the good teams over here. The ones that you don't know that well, we're going to put over here. But it gives you some intriguing matches when you get into tournament play. But it just leaves very little to the imagination, which kind of sucks in a way, because with the Olympics, you want to see the best in both brackets, not just one, Yeah.
Yeah.
The real quickly, the men's NHL or the men's brackets, it's got Canada, Czechia, Switzerland, and France in Group A, which we're pulling hard for Canada for Tom Wilson. And in Group B, Finland, Sweden, Slovakia, and Italy, and we're pulling for Slovakia.
Marty.
In that one for Marty, yeah. And then Group C is USA, Germany, Latvia, and Denmark, and so we'll just pull for USA to hope that they can make it too. So I'm happy there's like one team I want in each one of the the preliminary. So that'll be really fun because it gets reseeded, and then that'll be a cool tournament to talk about next week for sure.
So, anywho, I'm gonna skip out of here. Appreciate
Yeah.
everyone. Hope everyone has a good week. And note to Mother Nature. Thank you for the 50s today and tomorrow. We greatly appreciate it.
I'm
Yes.
jealous. We don't have
I
that
told the
here.
kids today, I said, we may not be able to get on the track because it's still covered, but we are going to be outside tomorrow. We are
Nice.
not running inside. We are doing something outside. I don't know what yet. I don't know where yet, but we're going to be outside.
It's,
be above freezing.
yeah, I was gonna say tomorrow's in Montgomery County. It's the warmest we've had at 42 degrees in 3 weeks. So
Yeah, I think it says 40. Yeah, up here it says 45 tomorrow, 42 Wednesday, 36 Thursday. We're going to be outside the rest of the week.
About time. I got to go to the office tomorrow. I would love to be able to not be like freezing my ass off walking to the train station. That'd be great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Saturday was the worst here because it was like
on Sunday and Monday.
3 degrees, and Saturday was bad here, but the only place I had to be was my hospice training, but we were inside all day, so which reminds me, I have to do all that testing. Ugh.
All right, well, I'll let C4, I'll let you and Sith go, and
All right.
but thank you guys so much. We'll definitely talk soon.
Absolutely.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, all. Take care.
All right, Champ. Any final thoughts on any of the topics we've talked about tonight? I mean,
Yeah. So, like I said, Super Bowl. Like I said, I enjoyed the Super Bowl, even though I'm an offensive guy. I enjoyed the Super Bowl. I enjoyed the halftime show. I enjoyed hanging out with you guys. The pizza was great. The kids had a lot of energy, reminded me of Junior when they were their age. It was great. But it was a lot of a fun weekend. And now that the football season is over, at least for the NFL fans, now we can wait. Now we can get ready for the World Baseball Classic, which I said I will come on this podcast while that's going on and give updates on that. I will do that because I am more of a baseball guy than anything, aside from being a wrestling guy. But World Baseball Classic, as well as pretty soon the start of the UFL season, and the defenders get to defend the UFL championship. I cannot wait for that. As well as, pitchers and catchers have started to report for spring training, which means, like, again, baseball is getting ready to show up. So hopefully the Nats cannot be like the Wizards to continue to say we're rebuilding while they suck. So that will be a great thing. And also, no spots. As Sith said, we got something coming up for our third segment, since we don't have a PLE or pay-per-view to talk about. We're going to have a top 10 list, the top 10 best talkers in professional wrestling. I cannot wait to reveal my list on
current ones
Sunday.
or all time?
All time. It's always all time. It's never current with us, since we've been wrestling fans for so long and whatnot. It's never current stuff. It's always all time, which would include some current names and stuff like that. Like, my list is going to include a few current names. So it's going to be current, but it's just mostly all time. But we'll have that top 10 list, as well as any and all news that happened this week. New Japan, I made an error when we recorded on Saturday. They had a show just recently. Well, actually, it was yesterday. As they get ready for Osaka, the big show in Osaka on Wednesday. So we'll talk about that show that they had in Osaka at the smaller part of the Edion Arena, as well as the big show. We'll have that in the New Japan recap. And of course, we'll have the weekend review, looking at what's going on Raw, on SmackDown, on NXT, as well as on Dynamite, as Dynamite's getting ready to head over to Australia for Grand Slam Australia this weekend. Actually, they're going to have the big show on Saturday, and then they're going to have a non-televised live event in Australia on Sunday, which AEW rarely does. They don't do house shows. They just do TV and pay-per-views, and that's it. But they're going to have a live wrestling show on Sunday in Australia before they come back here to the United States and get ready for Revolution. We'll talk about all that, as well as TNA. If you have AMC, I highly suggest watching TNA Impact on AMC. It starts at 9 p.m., like right after one of the Gordon Ramsay shows ends. And they're doing really good things in TNA. And I think that now that they're on a much more on a cable network that more households have. I think that a lot of people are going to start really learning about TNA and how TNA can work its way back up into being one of the big three in the United States. But No Spots is back on its regular scheduled day, but we're back to 6 p.m. Eastern instead of 7 now that the NFL season has ended. So 6 p.m. Eastern on our Twitch, Kick, and I said it on 319, and I'm going to reiterate it here. I think I'm just going to, moving forward, the podcast as well as live streams, we'll stream on Facebook as well. So
I was going to tell you, I really like that you do it on all, because if anything, it notifies me that it's over there on the other platform, because you can see it when you're scrolling through the feed, who's live. So I think that's my theory. Is I think I'm going to get rid of Kick, though, because it's just been too many bots. And so I think I'm going to just constantly stream to the three, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, just always. Like, why not? People find you on them.
I just made that decision on the spur of the moment, just talking like, you know what? Why I have this Facebook, but we only do the live reaction. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna put and another reason why I'll stream it live on Facebook is because that's where Jess can watch it. Yeah. Because she used to have Twitch, but she doesn't use it anymore. She never had Kick, but she can watch it on Facebook. So that's another reason why I decided we're just going to stream everything.
I saw the comments on a bunch of the Facebook ones recently, so people seem to still like it. So
so from now on, everything that we stream will be on all three platforms. And so if you're not on one, you're probably on the other two. You can find one of them and join us. Like I said, 6 p.m. back on 6 p.m. starting this Sunday, and a nice full show. I cannot wait, especially with that countdown, because that's one of the things I love about professional wrestling is the talking part. And so to be able to think about the 10 best, it's going to be a difficult task, but it's going to be a fun one.
The other advantage is I've been sharing them on both the True Radio page and the Sports on the Hill page, and if you show them on Facebook, then they can stay there. Now, what sucks is Facebook Lives only last for 1 month now, so it's good to still more permanently do it on other platforms and save the audio. But that's why I do it on YouTube, just as a place to always keep it. But I definitely like the fact that at least temporarily we can get people to join in or see it, or I can say if people missed the last one and want to go watch it, you can go check it out on Sports on the Hill podcast Facebook page, because we did share last week. So it's kind of nice to do that. One quick little thing, I was able to develop the new District of Champions Season X merch. We've been talking about doing this for months, and then I finally pulled the trigger last Wednesday on the Wednesday Edit show. So if anybody wants to get it, the hoodie has just the simple graphic on the front, and on the back it's got all the champions. For the t-shirt, it's got all the champions on the front. The back has Sports on the Hill podcast and the True Radio Network, and then the exact same thing for the back for the sweatshirt as well. So anyway, if people want to go check any of those out. Also, as a special deal on any of those three, if you want to have them, and you've made it this far in the show, for the next 3 weeks, we're going to have a special promo leading up to the Season 10 finale and celebrating 10 years. And so if you type in Season X, all one word, you actually get $5 off, and you get it at cost. So it's a special thank you for staying all the way through this episode. If you want to support it, and you can definitely go check it out. I really highly recommend getting the hoodie one size up. They're really comfortable. I'm actually getting one of the other color hoodies. I'm getting the red one myself, so that one's coming, which I think looks kind of cool with the light colors in the background. So that one is coming for me. I'm hoping to have it in a couple of weeks myself. So you can always see how we made that on the Wednesday show, which you can always check out on our YouTube. I do it on my personal Facebook page, but also on our Twitch And then this week on the Wednesday Edit Show, we are actually looking at a cool scuba documentary of a wreck, a really shallow wreck with these beautiful imagery, also showcasing an eagle ray and a really cool wall where we go down to 100 feet, all in one dive. Awesome new music. Dan Tremblay just released a new album last week, and I actually changed up all the audio for it, and I love the first track, and so I'm using that one. Brand new track right there. So I'm going to show how I edited that. We'll also make the shorter reel for Instagram on that show as well. So that should be around 12:30 on Wednesday. And then next Monday, we'll be back on Sports on the Hill podcast. We'll be doing our Olympic special part 2. Where we're going to talk about all different stuff. We're going to have people from multiple countries. I'm trying to get a couple of different Canadian people to join in next week as well. So that should be a fun show to continue to talk about the Olympics. But definitely go check out the No Spots podcast and also check out our friends at the Power Play Point podcast as well. And also check out The Basement and the Securum Off the Chain podcast while you're at it. Thank you, Benson, for being here live and joining me. But I think today, I'm just taking a quick look to see if we're going to raid. I don't think we're going to, but let me just double check to see if there's anybody that I really wanted to raid real quick. I think we're gonna just end the stream on all platforms. But thank you again. You can always check us out on YouTube. You can check out my personal stuff. You can check out that scuba channel, which is at Gross Scuba. So at Robbie Gross on YouTube or at Gross Scuba if you want the scuba stuff. Always check out all the latest news and updates throughout the week at facebook.com/SportsOTHP. Also check out my Instagram, RobbieG_SportsOTHP. Same as the Twitch. You can always catch different reels, family vlogs, and other content, and my stories, letting people know where you can catch all the next shows as well. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and being a part of this week's show, and we'll be back next week with more Olympic